Bruiser is already lying down waiting for us. He's ready.
And so you could use a block or a towel if your knee joints hurt, and that will change the vector, the angle of the bend. A block is a lot more rigid, clearly. And then you can pull your knees in. And in this case, if you do have something behind the knees, you will want to move the knees together as one block. So let's all do that today. So the knees moving to, I'm going clockwise. And because I had a little breakfast, as I move, I'm gonna, just with my mind, track the colon. So as my knees come over to the right, I think ascending colon as my knees draw toward my body. And then I think transverse colon as my knees travel across to the left. And then descending colon as my knees move down and away from my body. So I don't know, I'm just thinking about this mentally and visualizing it, and in my imagination or in my interoception or somatic sense of self, I perceive that I feel it a lot more. This journey of what my body will eventually eliminate. Digested food that my body's not keeping, toxins my body's not keeping, moving up, across, down, and out. Hopefully it will wait for the class to be over or later in the day, or there's nothing left for you inside there for the day. I mean, for now, because you're already good. Okay, now I have a block behind my legs, and you may have a towel or nothing, but because of that, it's going to make this twist kind of nice. So I'm going to keep my legs together as one, and I'm going to shift my hips over to the right, drop my knees to the left. And it's just interesting to do this while squeezing whatever's behind the leg, and then reaching out through that right arm. So it's certainly a deep twist, and you may leave the knees floating in the air if it feels too far. But I want those for your shoulder to be pinned. Head turns to the right. I had a mammogram yesterday done, and it was this machine that's new to me. I don't know how new it is in the world, but new to me. It's a 360 one. What was interesting is it turns your, like my face, like it goes up against your cheek, and it pushes your head to in one direction, kind of like a twist. And I truly was like, this is one of the deeper twists I've ever done. And it made it sort of enjoyable in that one way. Now squeeze whatever's behind your legs. That will help turn on your core muscles, and use those deep stomach muscles. In my case, it was obliques somewhat and deeper, to bring the knees back up to the middle. Shift your bum over to the left, drop your knees to the right, and reach out through your left arm. So the machine was like, I was in a twist sort of like this, because the chest was forward, the head was to the left, and then it pressed my cheek more and more to the left. And I really felt good. It was like this deep neck opener. Let that left shoulder come down and roll your outer left hip away from you. Breathe high up into the chest. Squeeze the legs against the blocker towel, or just squeeze your heels toward your buttocks, engaging deeply into those core muscles. Keep the legs together and draw the knees back up to the center, getting that nice deep wash of abdominals. I'm gonna make it so that my legs are more parallel, my shins are more parallel to the ground, but I'm gonna keep it. Nope, I'm gonna bring it in. Where am I gonna put it? I'm gonna put it between the block, between my knees, and have my knees stacked directly over my hips, arms out to the side like a T. Draw the shoulder blades on the back so that the collarbones open more, spread the toes, and begin to curl your tailbone up. Please don't go very far. Squeeze the block or towel. And as you exhale, raise your tailbone. And squeeze the block, so adduct. And we'll do 5 more. And try to keep the neck muscles from doing this. Try to keep them relaxed. 2 and 1. Squeeze the block, raise your arms straight up from the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down against the floor. You can leave your head down or raise it up in advance, and we're just going straight up and back down. Squeeze the block, keep the knees where they are. You're not raising the tailbone yet, just the head and shoulders. I'm coming up on an exhale, and I'm pulling my tummy down as I come up. I'm squeezing the block as well for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down, rest the head, rest the arms, pause, let the feet relax down toward the buttocks, just take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, opening the face, let sound rumble through. Again, deep breath in. Squeeze the block, raise your shins back to parallel. Take your arms straight up to the sky. We're going to combine tailbone lift and shoulders up and head. We'll do this on an exhale. We'll do 10. And lower, 9. 5. I'm coming down in between each one just to make it more evil. Intense. And a 1. Come on down. You can bring your arms out to a T again. And just the lower body, the knees move toward opposite or toward a shoulder. So knees go toward right, knees go toward left, and alternate sides here. And you're bringing them up toward the shoulder. So not down toward the floor, more in like little crunches. Five, 4, 3. Can you feel your obliques? 2. And 1. Now, come to the center, reach your arms forward, see if you can rock up into a boat. And squeeze. Yeah, okay. Interlace the fingers, and you're going to twist here, right and left. 10 each side. Russian twists. 5, 3, and 1. Let's bring it down. Squeeze the legs, press the feet forward. Hold low boat, press your low back into the floor. Hollow your low back. Wait, hollow your belly is what I mean. Push to the feet, squeeze that block. Hold 3, 2, 1, and draw the knees in. Put the block down or put it behind the knees if needed, or towel. And just take a few breaths here, letting yourself relax. Hopefully that felt pretty good in a painful, enlivening sort of way. Move the block to the front of the thighs, knees, and bring your elbows up into the block or towel. Push elbows into the block and block into the elbows for that isometric contraction. Head can be down if needed. I think that's smart for the neck. In fact, if you do have your head down, you can reach to the crown of the head and really feel that nice deep hollowing out of the torso as you push legs into arms and arms into legs. Now we're gonna relax that, move the block over to one side. Let's do it on the right side and bring that right, let's do the left elbow into the block. And find the appropriate distance or towel. You can hold your head up with your right hand or leave it on the floor. You're gonna push that left elbow into the block and vice versa, and then extend that left leg long and draw it back in. So left leg goes straight and drop. And you really want to keep that tension, that isometric contraction on the leg that has the block. And that other leg extends out. I didn't feel it right away, but now I'm starting to. 5, and really use your core to pull that left knee in. 3, 2, and a 1. Lower the head if it were up. Move the block across to the left, upper knee thigh. Put the right elbow on it. Make sure you have that contraction. So before we add on, make sure that there's a lot of tension between that, or activation between that block and the elbow, or the leg and the elbow. Yeah. So you can, before we do anything else, you can feel the core stabilizing you. Lift the head, support it with the left hand, or leave it on the floor, and begin to move that right leg in and out. If you have any brain left to concentrate on something else, that can be the pulling in of that right knee. But you might be using all your tension on the other things I've already set up. That leg, you've set up on that leg and elbow, and that's fine. If you have any tension left over, focus on pulling that leg in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Bring the head down and hold the knees in a way that feels okay. And then stretch your legs out. Be mindful of your back. Bend the knees a little bit so that the knees cross or stack, like one into the envelope of the other, one into the hollow of the other. And then your left ankle, so my left knee is on top of on top of my right. My right heel is pushing into the floor. All I'm going to do is flex and point my toes, both feet at the same time. Flex and point. So I created this little shelf for that upper leg. Is it a shelf? I don't know, but it's like a little scaffold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that flexion. Squeeze the thighs, and then relax. Uncross, left heel goes down. Right knee cups around that left knee. Back of the right knee cups around the left. Flex and point both feet. Inexplicably, this side is harder for me mentally. Who knows why? It's shockingly harder. Disturbingly harder. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that flexion. Squeeze the thighs a little bit. And release. Let the knees fall together. Let the feet go wide apart. So you're in a falling resting bridge. Let the breath rise all the way up into the chest. And waterfall down, exhale. That was the breath. Waterfalls. Inhale goes up through the center line of the body. It broadens out and cascades down. Stretch the arms behind you and windshield wipe your legs left and right with awareness that the movement is controlled from the deeper abdominal muscles. So go at a pace that's slow enough, which allows you to make this abdominal connection. Next time both knees are over to the right, leave them there. Perhaps put that right heel on that upper left knee. That can be too much strain on the knee, so check in with what's real for you, what's good for you. If you happen, either way, you're pushing that left knee toward the top of the mat. So you can do this with the heel or just the way you're intending the energy to flow through that left knee. Move that right heel off the leg if it were there. Deep squeeze into the belly, raise the knees up to center, drop them over to your left. Stretch back through the arms. Maybe put that left heel on the right knee and stretch the side body. Push that right knee toward the top of the mat. And hopefully you'll feel a couple things, the engagement of the right glute and the release of the right hip flexors. And then move that left heel, deep core engagement, knees come up, arms come down. Let's do a little sit up and sit up tall. Send the knees out, legs out to the side, and we'll stretch it right into a down dog. Hands underneath the shoulders. Go ahead on up. Take a few moments to settle into your dog pose. And when you're settled in, make sure those front ribs are drawn up toward the back. Widen your shoulders. Just enjoy your awakened core muscles. And then taking small steps, walk yourself forward to your hands. Knees bend softly, sits bones move back as the heart reaches forward. Exhale, melting down, dropping the head. Engaging core muscles, pulling the torso closer to the legs. Root down to the floor, inhale, rise up tall. Reach up to the sky and fold the hands through the heart. Pause, let your feet stretch, feel the earth below. Taking a moment just to feel grateful for your home, for our country, that we're safe for the moment. Just feels like the world is, lots of things are happening all over. It's just taking a moment to tune into the peace that we have. And then moving into the self, because regardless of external circumstances, which can, go to hell in a handbasket, we need to find that stability within ourselves, that equanimity inside. Notice with the eyes closed that the body is seeking balance, but it's always up. It's always searching. It's never completely still. There are these subtle oscillations. Grip with your toes and feel how that drives energy through the butt, through the hamstrings. Eyes blink open. Soft gaze, palms forward. Inhale, breathe, arms up. Look up to the fingers. Exhale, arms go right and left as you dive forward. Inhale, offer the heart forward to people who are struggling. Sits bones back. Step left foot, right foot, plank pose. Strong body. Feel that tube of strength. Bend the elbows, come halfway down. Inhale, roll forward. Remember to modify whenever, wherever you need. Roll over the toes, down dog. Rest your eyes between your feet. A nice, soft, yet focused gaze. Ujjayi breath contracting softly in the throat. As you breathe through the nose, it creates a sound, an oceanic-like sound. More soft wind moving through leaves sound. And let the sound become louder than your thoughts. So it may have to be not such a soft sound. After your next exhale, walk, or if you're feeling it, jump forward to where your hands are. Inhale, offer the heart. Exhale, fold, dropping the head, bowing humbly into the self. Bowing humbly into something bigger. Turning over to whatever you believe in, spirit, God, whatever you call it, something bigger. Inhale, rising up toward that, let the heart lead. Arms go up, gaze goes up. Hands come to prayer at the heart center, finding stability. Blink the eyes, palms turn forward. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, lengthen. Step right and left foot. Nice, strong push-up position. Feel that center line powered up. Bend the elbows. Inhale, roll over the toes. Exhale, down dog, keeping that tummy in strongly so that your low back is protected. We want the spine to feel youthful, to feel empowered, like it has agency. So we send those sits bones higher and higher as we push through the earth with the hands, creating what feels like more space in the spine, more freedom. Drawing pelvic floor, in and up, belly in and up. We find that inner power. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend the knees, travel forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, melt. Squeeze your abdominals to pull your torso to your legs. Bend the knees, sitting low to chair. Raise the heels. Squeeze the heels in toward each other. Lower them down. Lift, squeeze them in, lower. Lift, squeeze in, click your heels, and lower. Lift, click, down. Lift, click, down, sit, lower. Make sure the knees are okay. Maybe you have your fists behind your knees to make them feel a little space, like there's more space, more spacious. Fold forward and maybe use those fists down on the calf muscles, pushing into the calves as the head goes down. That's a spot in the body for low back pain, and interestingly, hemorrhoids and fear. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step right and left foot back. Nice strong plank. And or drop the knees, chest, chin, if cobra is a better option. Just running through that once for people who want that. And push back as though you're going to child's pose, but then take down dog. Right leg up and make sure you feel stable here. So you raise the leg, but make sure that you feel strong as you do it. Draw the right knee toward the body, place the right foot at the right hand. You may have to use your hand, that right hand, to push that right foot up where you want it. Spin the left heel down. Warrior one, inhale. Arms come up by the ears. You're in a nice deep lunge here. Hips turn forward, chest forward, look up. Exhale, hands release to the mat, step back, find your push-up. Inhale, find your back bend, we open the chest. Exhale, down dog, beautiful. Get stable, reach that left leg up. Stretch that left leg back to get more relief in your low back. If your low back is tight, really reach that leg behind you as opposed to up. Draw the knee toward the chest, place the left foot by the left thumb. Spin the back heel down, squaring your hips and chest forward, arms go up. Look up to practice more balance. Ask a little more of yourself. And then hands come down, step back to your plank and lower nice and strong. Good job. Inhale, a nice, beautiful open chest.
Well done. Exhale, down dog. And find your breath. Like a homecoming, coming home to that breath. Yeah, nice, beautiful, beautiful stillness. Inhale, raise your heels, bend your knees, walk or jump to the hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, flush out. Pull in, squeeze the abdominals. Come into chair pose, raise those arms up. Good. And we'll raise the heels, click them in, and lower them down. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. Sink into that deeper squat and fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest. If you're feeling it, jump back with 2 feet or step back, left foot, right foot, low push up. Inhale, gliding through. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, spin the back heel down. Warrior one, arms come up. Good. Bring your hands to prayer. Adjust your back foot so that you're on the toes, morphing this into a crescent. Hips travel forward. Tailbone comes under so you feel that left quad. Just for a moment, stretch down, left knee in the direction of the floor. So be careful, this can be too much on your knee. Maybe you just go down a tiny bit. We're looking for that quadricep stretch and its relationship to the knee. Scissor the legs. You don't have to do very much to get that shaking going on in that back leg. Now we're going to angle the torso forward and step up onto that right leg. And we remember last week we did that warrior 3 with a wall. Imagine the wall we're there. Kick back through that left leg. Hold. Extend through the head and the foot. Now we're going to rebend that standing leg and try to stand up here. Draw that left knee up toward the chest. Raise the right arm. Try not to lock out your standing leg. Just hold strong. Upright. Tush under. Feel that right glute. Can you open that left knee to the left? Open that right arm out to the right and turn your head to the right, challenging your balance. Slide your left hand to your left foot. Put that foot somewhere into tree and bring the hands back to the heart. Hold steady, drop the gaze to the floor. Breathe here. Just feeling the rise and fall of the chest against the thumbs. Like a drum. Growing more quiet. Release the hands down. Bring the left hand to the outer left leg. Close it up. Stand on 2 feet. That is good. Try not to fidget. Just let it be. Let it be awkward. Let it be feel weird. And just notice what it does feel like. You may close your eyes and notice the body is like, whoa, where is center? An exaggerated version of what it's always doing. Blink the eyes open, chair, bend the knees, raise the arms up. So we don't have anything behind the knees, but feel like you do. So feel like you're hugging that blocker towel. Fold and release. Look up, inhale, right foot, left foot, or jump both feet back. Move your way to down dog. Whatever way you're moving. Left leg up. Step forward, warrior one. Inhale, arms to the sky. Palms to the heart. Adjust the back leg, coming up onto the back toes into a crescent with the hands at the heart. Now, tuck your tailbone. Just that action may help you to feel your hip flexors more because we engage the butt. Now, slowly dip that right knee toward the floor, only as much as you can with still feeling the quad and safe in your knee. Scissor the legs to get more adduction. Yeah. Let it get exciting. Use those back toes. Feel that stretch of the big toe. It's a lot on that back foot. Tilt the body forward, engage the core, pick up that back leg. Woo, try to balance. Warrior 3, hands are at prayer. Kick back through that right leg and down through the left foot. Head forward. Stabilize, bend the standing knee. See if you can rise here. Right knee comes up. You stand tall. Left butt engages. Hold the right shin. Can you open the knee to the right? Left arm to the left. Turn the head to the left to challenge the balance some more. Slide the right hand to the ankle. Find your tree. It may be high on the leg. It may be on the floor. That heel might be right up against, nestled into the inner shin, right above the ankle. Hands are at prayer at the heart. And you can feel the heart beat against the thumbs. Bring your attention inward. Gaze drops to the ground. One point of focus with the eyes. Bring that right hand to the knee. Turn the right knee forward. Slide the feet together. Try not to fidget, resist it. Open the chest. Palms turn open. If you can, close your eyes. And let the body find its way. Melt the tension out of the shoulders, neck. Even try your best to soften the buttocks. Oh, soften the calves. Feel the feet heavy. Letting the bones hold you. Inhale, raise the arms up, let the eyes open. Exhale, arms go right and left. Fold over. Inhale, lift the chest. Step your left foot back about 3 feet. You can use blocks here. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold over your front leg. Try to lift your right hip a little higher as you level across the hips here. And move your head around. Turn to your left so the feet are parallel. Bend your left knee to wherever you can. Spin your right toes up. And flex and point your right foot. Then hold dorsiflexion. Engage your quadriceps on that right leg. Pull up that muscles above the knee. And see if you can just let that right inner groin relax and open. Carefully shifting back to straight legs and parallel feet. Inhale, raise the chest up. Exhale, fold here. Let the head drop in the direction of the floor. Tummy in strong. Arches of the feet lift. Arches of the knees are able to lift. Pelvic floor is able to lift. Diaphragm spreads. Throat. And there's a sense of widening inside the skull. Slowly start to pivot to that right leg, turning yourself to face the front of the mat and back to that 3-ish, 4 feet apart distance between my feet. Find stability, bring the hands up on the hips, hold. Inhale up. So we're in the leg work position, footwork position, forward twisting triangle. Square your hips and chest forward. Raise your left arm. My right hand presses down on my sacrum, that downward arrow. Karen showed us that downward triangle. My hand is, I'm thinking of that shape as I push down on the sacrum. My fingers like an arrow, helping the tailbone lengthen. Look up to that left hand. And then reach forward like you're brokering a deal, like someone's way out and you're like shaking hands. Yes, we can do it. And then the left hand comes down onto a block, inside or outside. I like the outside if you can do it, of that right shin. I like it because that left forearm and right shin can come into a dialogue here. And then that right arm lifts. Twisting triangle. So I feel that conversation between my shin and my forearm, and it helps me to stabilize. And then once you're more stable, you can start to turn more. In theory, bringing that left rib cage toward the right hand. And then fold forward over that front leg. Let's move that back leg back a ways and carefully lower that back knee, pat it up. We're going to straighten that right leg coming into a pretty straight forward hamstring stretch. Come up on your fingertips so that your back is no longer rounded and reach your heart, center of the chest toward your right big toe. Press your right heel into the mat and pull isometrically toward yourself to really engage the back line of the leg. Ooh, where you'll feel the stretch, I hope. Excellent. Coming out of it slowly, put weight onto that front foot. We'll step our back foot forward and our front foot back. We have that nice 3.5, 4 feet distance. Hips are turned forward as we lay our chest down in the direction of our left leg. Blocks can help bring the floor to you so you don't have to go as far. Squeeze your left big toe. Help that to claw your back leg into action. So my left foot's forward, my right foot's back, and I'm trying to squeeze my left toe into the ground. And that enlivens that posterior chain, which before that was slack. And here, in my case, I do want to engage it. In my case, it's overstretched. So I want muscle activation here. Now we're going to turn to the right, parallel the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend that right knee. Let's come down into that side groin stretch. Flex your left toes up and flex and point that foot actively. My kneecap is facing the sky. Eventually hold dorsiflexion. Engage the top muscles, the quadriceps. And see if that inner groin on that left side is in the mood to relax and open them. Some parts of the body need time, if not all of them. Carefully, slowly start to transfer the weight back to 2 straight legs. Hands come center between them. Lift the chest up again and fold here. Palms flat, elbows squeeze in. If you're just like, I can't go on without doing a headstand here, then you could do one here. Nice tripod. But if you're content to stay, please do that.
Just close your eyes and let the beauty of this pose work. Letting your spine hang from the hips, changing up gravity here. Shoulder blades lifting up toward the hips to give that neck a little more freedom. And the elbows are squeezing in. Chest is trying to unfurl. Often the chest kind of curls up into itself like a snail here. And you relax the sides of your torso. What about those big toes? Let's scrunch them up a little bit. Lift the chest as we start to migrate forward, pivot left foot, step the right foot wide a little bit to the right, and the feet are turned forward. Make sure they are sturdy as you come to balance here with the hands at the hips. This is a bit precarious. Inhale, come up. So be careful of any joint misalignment there. Hips come under, left hand to the buttocks, right arm up to the sky, look up, and then reach forward like across a long table. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up. I do have my right wrist pushing against that, right forearm against that left outer ankle. That creates a nice stable place from which I turn. Could also have a block anywhere here, and you may choose to not turn. There are plenty of days where all I do is work on getting those hips to the same height. Easier said than done. And I like to do that from a higher place, like a nice flat back, because for some reason, if I go lower, I can't tell my own. And so in this variation, I have a flat back, straight out of the hips, and I'm turned in the chest. It's just less, it's more controlled. Amazing pose. It involves all of our brain function. And then come on down, untwist, place a pad under your right knee as you lower it to the mat. And then we're going to make our way to that straight leg stretch here. We're making it active by plugging that left heel in, really ardently flexing that foot and pulling that leg into the body. And then not allowing the back to round. Karen, your shoulders are kind of, so you can relax them down. Good. And move the chest forward. Pull the tummy in. And even some nice dynamic adduction, narrowing the sense of width between the legs. You don't actually move. Can you feel that back line of the leg? It's active. An active stretch. Hopefully, this will everything we've done is to support the way the knee is held in the leg. So important. Those beautiful knees. All our joints. Carefully transfer the weight forward. Toward that left foot, but we won't put too much weight there because we're going to come out of this. So we're going to place our hands and slide that left knee back. Again, let's put a towel behind the knees, maybe something under the knees, and maybe something between the knees. We're going to come up for a camel. Toes can tug under, hips press forward. So buttocks press forward, hips up. I don't know what I meant, but hips lift up. So buttocks press forward, hips lift up, legs squeeze in. Hands can go to the back, and fingers generally point up, but sometimes they could point down. Generally speaking, you want the fingers turned up, palms pressing into the body. And you do what's called a shoulder loop, which is elevating your shoulders, squeezing the elbows toward each other, and then making like 8 chins for the head loop.
So pull your chin back and lift through the back of the head. So now you have a gorgeous cervical curve in your neck as well. And then you're gonna take all of this anatomy and start to curl back toward the feet. At some point, if it feels natural enough, grab those heels and pull. Or maybe you leave your hands at your back, or maybe you don't take your head back. It depends where the weaknesses are, where the strengths are. But it's glorious when you can do it. Come down on all fours and wag your tail. Wag it. Wag your head and your tail. Like you just are gonna go on the most fun walk ever and you can't wait. Because maybe you are. And then come up onto your shins. We'll do one more. Hips are lifting, buttocks are nice and under. Hands can start at the back, or maybe you're warm and you're like, I'm just gonna go right back to those heels. Or maybe you're super bendy and you have the tops of the feet on the floor because you crave, desire, want a deeper back bend. For me, I feel like I'm tucked under. It's nicer. When you're ready, come on up and shake your booty. Shake your shoulders. Let the tail wag the dog. Yeah. And cement mixer. Peanut butter jar. Same thing as cement mixer. Just move. Get that whole spine moving and flowing. Feel all of that bounty. And then we'll make our way onto the back with the block. Spine user. For a supported bridge. Go ahead and place the block at whatever height you want under your sacrum. And feet, we're going to take this into a inversion of just lifting the legs. So make sure the block is placed in a way that you can make that transition. But for now, we'll just have the feet on the floor, and it may turn out that you prefer this, that you don't go to the second version. So you may stay right here. I have the block high enough that my butt is just loose. It's just hanging here. So I'm going to add a little muscle. I'm going to squeeze my big toes and start to lift to tuck that tailbone under, which just gives a nice subtle shaping to the butt. So there's just a wee bit of toning going on, and I'm squeezing my toes, and you can see for what you like. If you push your feet away from you isometrically, does that help your knee or hurt? If you pull the feet towards you, does that help the knee or hurt? Or is it better to just be very neutral? I want you to prioritize feeling good. And then you can play with those little details to activate either the top of the leg or the back of the leg. If you don't have pain, do try all the things to work different parts here. Now we are good in transition. We want the benefits of this inversion. So I'm just lifting my legs. This could also be done at a wall. You can put your legs up the wall without the elevation at all. And this is a version of, it's a supported shoulder stand. But it's also got a lot of fish in it, a fish pose, and also, so that's sort of the transition from bridge. The chest stays in bridge. So it's like more like fish pose in that way. And there's a deep hollowing of the belly, which is what the name of this pose translates to, which is deeply.
There's a gorgeous John Kabat-Zinn led meditation called The Lake, which is one of my favorites. He has one called The Mountain and one called The Lake. I love them both so much. So this pose always reminds me of that. They're very similar, both wonderful. The Lake and the Mountain, both by John Kabat-Zinn. Slowly bend the knees and bring the feet down. Lift the buttocks up, and we're going to leave them up. We're going to use them for a minute. So pull that block out and just let the butt hold you up here. Nice strong bridge. You need to know that you have that so you can count on yourself, and then slowly lower down, rolling that tailbone away from you so that low back arches, and then tucking it under. Just a subtle movement here in the pelvis, rolling those hips away. It's just a little massage, pressing that low back down. We're gonna leave that shape and let the knees open apart. If this hurts at all, blocks go under your thighs or maybe under your feet. Yoga is never one size fits all. So please always tailor the practice in a way that keeps you safe and keeps you growing in the way you want to. And what I discovered, and it seems like most of us discover on our path of life, and certainly in the microcosm of yoga, is growing. Growing is a lot different than I thought it would be. It isn't a linear path at all. It goes forward and it goes back, and it goes forward and it goes way back. And then it goes way back to the beginning. And then it's just crying in child's pose for a while. And then it goes forward again. Slowly let the legs straighten out. Roll them in and out. Getting rid of any focus, any sort of extra energy. Reach the head back to hands back to the head. That's the thing. And lift your head carefully. And as though you're gazing at the stars here, we have a new moon coming on Thursday. So you're just moving that head around like, where is that? That moon? It's awfully dark. Got this new moon coming. Exciting. Mercury's going direct. Exciting. Lots of astrology happening on Thursday, but for right now, not much happening astrologically speaking. Lots happening in the world. Fingers right at the base of the skull. And we're just going to hold our heads steady while we can. Just hold it steady. Pressing into these gallbladder points, helping to release worry or pain, that worry that maybe has turned into pain. And then slowly place the head down carefully. Adjust the shoulder blades and roll your arms in and out. The palms turned up. Now that all of you is here, make whatever micro or personal adjustments you need so that you can be still for a moment. And then for a while, take a deep breath in. And an exhale out. Take a deep breath in. Keep going past your limit. And exhale. One more like that. Breathe in deeply. You can take in more than you think. Breathe a little more in. Fill the entire cylinder. And exhale. Please let go. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Take a deep breath. On your exhale, reach your arms back. Reach and reach as you stretch your legs away. Reach your arms farther back. Keep making more space. And make more and more. And then bend your left knee, roll to your right, and curl up into a little tiny ball. Send the breath into your back and expand. Skillfully breathe into the back body, especially at the base of the back ribs, so that diaphragm gets that gorgeous expansion. And press down through your left hand to sit. Raise your arms to the sky. Praying the palms, slide them to the heart. We ask that the stillness we found in our practice, the focus and equanimity we found in our practice today comes with us. Regardless of external activities, we have that deep concentration, focused attention, deep loving commitment to ourselves. May your voice be robust and strong with your truth as we open that diaphragm and breathe into our lungs. And to get the voice moving, we'll take one Om together. Inhale. Oh. Raising the prayer of the heart, your truth to your mind, share it with your mind. This is a lesson for me. When I learn over and over and over and over, my heart knows often what my mind does not want to know. So they need to be on the same page. Bowing forward to your own heart, humbly. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys. Mwah. And if you're celebrating Rosh Hashanah, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the other side. Love you.